Well, thank you all for joining. Happy first of the month. One of my favorite months, because spring and daylight savings time. So I'm very excited that it's March. Happy Monday. Thanks for joining us. My name is Anuschka Alborzian, and oh my God, it's been a while, huh? I'm an empowerment health coach and an energy healer. There's things that are changing on Instagram. That's why I'm like getting a little distracted here. Like they've changed some things up. I don't know. I guess there's like new ways of doing it. There's always evolving. It's social media is always evolving. We got to just get used to it, and you guys just have to be with us getting distracted. Anyhow, I'm back. I'm being present now. And this is Rachel. Please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, I am Rachael Meir. I am a clinical and health psychologist and also health and wellness advocate, and absolutely love doing our Monday wellness lives with you.
Same. We missed last week. I was in Miami getting my tan on, and we are back. So healthy living tips. And it's such a perfect topic because today we're talking about breaking through plateaus, which is what got me started on isogenics, to be honest.
Yep, a while ago.
Yeah, 5.5 years ago. I was actually just telling someone that. And hi, Natasha. Thanks for joining. And Natasha, I actually met playing volleyball a couple of weeks ago. A couple of weeks ago. And she happens to be Persian. I'm like, yay, another Persian volleyball player. So anyhow, breaking through plateaus. I remember back, gosh, I know both me and you have dealt with the same thing, Rachel, right? We both are always like, love to work out, love to eat healthy, and be all about that healthy lifestyle. And I remember the summer, and you can tell your story too, but I remember the summer that I was like, that's it. I'm getting that tone, and I want to break through whatever it is that, because I had been yo-yoing pretty much majority time of my life, to be honest with you, always like wanting to lose weight, right? Oh yeah, of course. Stay as long as you want, Natasha. She said, I'll stay as long as possible before getting on a work call. Happy to have you here in the meantime. And so back to summer of 2015, I remember I was working out. Like I think I was playing volleyball 3-4 times a week. On top of that, working out another 3-4 times a week, sometimes double working out, eating like hardly eating, to be honest with you. And I just had gotten to a place where I'm like, what the heck is going on? I'm not able to, I can tell there was more to be toned up. There was fat that needed to be released that was not releasing. And that's when I spoke with Rachael, and it was a great conversation. So I would love for you to share a little bit of more of your story and how you broke through your plateau, because it's possible for everyone.
Totally. And there's a lot of different ways, I think, when it comes to looking at plateaus, and depending on where you are and in your particular circumstance or situation and where you are in your health journey can make a big difference. I know for both of us, I think what ended up ultimately happening was isogenics. And that, for a lot of reasons, for the talks that we've done now for months, has to do with the type and quality and quantity of nutrition that you actually put in your body, and intermittent fasting and cleansing to release toxins that just kind of get stored and balloon us up. But even before we maybe go down the route of isogenics, other big things to consider and to take into when you're sort of factoring what issues might be preventing you from being able to achieve your health goals. One is looking at one is the fact, well, if I could talk today, one is the fact the body will always go through plateaus. So if you're in a weight loss journey to begin with, expecting there to be a plateau is normal. So as your body is losing weight, it resets and it's like, whoa, hold on. Am I okay? Am I going into starvation mode? Mm-hmm. I need to go through this period of just simply resetting. And sometimes going through that period and just trusting the process, your body will get back into gear and kick itself into weight loss again after a minute of time. The other, though, is recognizing that over time, your body needs different caloric intake, different caloric amounts. It may need more muscle mass to burn more calories throughout the day. So doing things like resistance training and building muscle, using creatine, like in our Amped Nitro product, to be able to build more muscle, get back in the gym, recover faster. Making sure that you're sleeping enough. You know, if you're not sleeping, your body will hold on to weight, increase stress. There's a lot of different variables and factors. But I think for both you and I, at that time, we had done all of those things and it still wasn't working.
Yep.
And so, you know, for me personally, intermittent fasting and nutritional, basically ensuring nutritional intake was happening was huge. Because if you're trying to survive off of empty calories or calories that aren't providing the vitamins and nutrients, it's kind of like trying to eat a carbohydrate on fumes when it needs fuel, or if it's clogged up and hasn't been, you know, cleared the air filter and other things from the toxins and buildup, then it's inefficient and sluggish. So those are the two big things I think for both of us, right?
Yeah, that, and I mean, for me, I think another really big part of it was just the cleanse factor. And I learned so much about it, right? Because at that time, I always say I drank for 2 lifetimes and I don't drink anymore because of it. Because honestly, alcohol is toxicity, right? And as clean as I was eating, I was still drinking. I was still having those after, you know, those hangover foods, which we'll get into at some other point. And I remembered not eating organic at all. Like I didn't actually believe in organic. Yes, I did not believe that organic way made a difference. I really didn't, until I learned about pesticides and all the different ways that actually our body, our fat cells hold on to toxicity. And when our fat cells hold on to toxicity, well, there's only so much that our body can do to detox. And if we really think back to caveman times, they did not eat the amount of meals that we eat right now. So their body would actually kick into a lot more detoxification than what we allow our body to do now. Our body is more in digestive mode more than it is in detoxing mode. That's just how that's how it's been for years and years, right? And so that's when the beauty of intermittent fasting came. And I love that cleanse allows for it to be a supported intermittent fast. So that's actually and that's why I said this is such a perfect topic, because it's something I took on. Like I said, I was in Miami. I had my meats. I'm usually veganish, but I had lots of meat. I had cheese. I had all the stuff. And it was totally fine because I'm like, now I'm going to come back and cleanse. And I did. I cleansed for 37 hours. So yay. And I feel so much energy. There's no caffeine here. This is all just natural energy, right? And it helps just release those toxins out of the body, which then releases it from the fat cells, which then guess what happens? The sticky fat, visceral fat melts away.
Yep, exactly. The other big thing too that I think is worth considering, and that certainly Isagenesis has helped us both out with, is ensuring that you're getting adequate protein intake throughout the day. One, for feeling satiated and feeling full. Protein is really, really great, but it helps to continue to burn calories throughout the day because it's helping to build muscle, and especially when you have really good, high quality protein. And so naturally, again, obviously the shakes and the nutrition it's providing us, you're getting, you know, anywhere from 24 to 36 grams of protein every single time you drink a shake. And if you're doing 2 of those a day and then eating a meal that has chicken or fish or meat or beans or other sorts of protein, absolutely, then consistently throughout the day, you're having that constant intake of protein, which is huge for also helping
exactly. And that's also been a huge difference for me too. Like I took every morning while I was on vacation, as much as I had my fun with food, because I do love food, I also had my shake every single morning. It's something it's easy to travel with. It's 1 gram of sugar. So it was just a wonderful thing to have, to be able to get the nutrients in my body and still eat for fun, right? For the tongue, I should say.
Which, speaking of that, I think another thing that people sometimes fall into the trap of is having forbidden foods and restricting so much. And we talk about this all the time, sort of that 80-20 or even 90-10. But there's allowing for some amount of fun. Not that the interior idea is not fun, but we're living a healthy lifestyle. We're putting organic foods in. We're eating clean, and we're not saying it's off the limits, off the table completely.
Yeah,
It's just saying
no guilt. Right.
No guilt.
That's
right.
huge. That's huge. That's like the 80-20. And so that's what I always say. I'm like, yeah, I usually live that 80-20 lifestyle on vacation. It might flip a little bit, but I'm still quite conscious, right? I still do my best to have those healthy options here and there. And it's okay to treat myself. I'm not going to feel guilty about it when I have a bunch of meat when I'm on vacation anymore. Whereas I actually used to feel bad when I would have shitty food which guess what that does to you? When you feel bad, it's like your body goes into this low frequency mode, which then it has you hold on to the fat even more, right? And it creates the stress, which we know stress also is a factor in that.
Right. And when you have a forbidden food or a restricted, or you say, no, you can't ever do it, or it's going to be so bad if you do it, then what happens also, you just constantly think about that thing. It's like if I tell you, don't think about a white elephant, no matter what, it could be pink, it could be green, it could be red, but don't think about a white elephant, what's going to happen? All you think about is the white elephant. So if you're saying, I cannot ever have this, then all you're going to want is to have it. And the moment you have the opportunity, you might end up over consuming and overindulging because of how badly you were telling yourself you didn't want it, versus just treating yourself.
Right. Even like the just changing the treat. Like a lot of people are like, I just cheated, and it's like, no, don't say that to yourself. Like you are treating yourself, and you're doing it minimally with healthy choices for the most part. And yeah, exactly what Rachael said, right? What you focus on grows. So if you're constantly like, this is a diet, this is temporary, this is to lose weight, or whatever that mindset is, you are restricting yourself. And then it becomes the forbidden food rather than saying, hey, I just really like to eat healthy. Really getting to why do you want to eat and feel good, right? Why do you want to look good? It's more than that. Yes, we all want to look like fit and whatnot, but there's something so much more to that, because when we have more fit body, we actually feel healthier. We have more energy, right? I didn't know my dog was in here. He is here wanting to say hi, and now he doesn't. He somehow made his way into the office. I don't know how. Anyhow, but yeah, so it really comes down to that mindset is a big part of it. It's if you keep saying, I'm never going to lose weight, I mean, you're not going to. That's just how it goes. So.
Right. Yeah. Okay, are there any other... talking a little bit about exercise too. I think something else when it comes to breaking your plateau.
Yes.
You're doing the same exercise over and over. Sometimes just switching it up, changing and doing your weightlifting before your cardio, or vice versa, or changing up the type of routine. Your body really gets adjusted to and accustomed to the same exercises that at one time you burn 10 or 20% more calories by doing the exact same amount of exercise than it does now. So just switching up and trying something different can also help.
Absolutely. And then also to add to that, something that I'm going to go more live about this on my Wednesday Wisdom and Wellness, and talk a little bit about what I've discovered. Apparently I have adrenal fatigue. So I haven't even talked adrenal fatigue. I haven't talked to you even about this. Anyhow, so that's something, and it really is because I've been playing probably too much volleyball, and I haven't been taking my own coaching. Right. So when we push our bodies so much beyond, because there's always that fine line. There's a fine line. I always say there's a fine line between overdoing it and pushing yourself and overdoing it. And I've actually been overdoing it. And it really comes down to the fact that I guess I've been having too much caffeine, and I've just been really going at like too much volleyball. Anyhow, long story short, that creates a lot of stress in the body. It actually causes your body to release cortisol and adrenaline, which then has the body go into this like, oh my gosh, survival mode, right? Which then can also cause a plateau. So that's something else to be aware of. So we have a bunch, and that's what I started doing. Now I take our Ionic Supreme every morning, but now I'm taking it actually right after working out, after volleyball as well. I started to incorporate we have like pre-workout, we have during workout, the BCAAs, which I start to incorporate like literally as of today. I'm making changes here, and even the post workout recovery, right? So I'm taking all these on to just keep giving my body the nutrients it needs to not all of a sudden hit this adrenal fatigue and cause another plateau of any kind. So that's something else I wanted to add. When you mentioned that, I was like, yes, that's something I'd love to share about, and I'm going to talk more about it on Wednesday too.
And we talk about that all the time with people that we're coaching, is that stress comes in all kinds of forms, and it can be financial, emotional, relationship, work-related, but physical activity, as much as we talk about it being good for you, too much of anything is a bad thing.
Totally.
And so that absolutely, right, your body
anything.
Cortisol
and it's so interesting because I always share that with people. And like I said, I didn't take my own coaching. That's okay. Live and learn. And it's great. And it's great because it's actually gives me the relatability, because I don't really have stress of anything. And I definitely, like, there's times where I'll play 10, 11 games and I'm out there for 4 hours plus, and not okay. Not okay for me. Maybe some other people can handle it. I got to back up from that. So just being aware, right? Being aware of what your body can take on as well, or just
your body. 2 years ago, maybe 10 games was fine, and maybe now things have just changed.
Possibly. Although I don't believe the whole age thing, but
I think the age just changed.
Change. Exactly. But again, that's why I'm supplementing myself, like the collagen. I'm having that twice a day. I'm just doing so many things on top of it. Going to a chiropractor, massage therapist, acupuncture. Like, I'm doing all the things for self-care as well, just to make sure that the body is optimal. That's really the key.
So. I love that you're going to do the Ionics twice a day.
Yeah.
Or even 3.
Today I did it 3 times actually. I had one. I had one before, during, and then I had one after.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll make a difference.
So see how that goes.
For those of you who haven't seen maybe some of our previous slides on the Ionic Supreme, it's basically a adaptogenic herb supplement. So what's happening is it's giving Anuschka all of these botanicals and other types of nutrients that help to naturally balance or mitigate the stress response in the body, helps the body adapt to stress. That's what adaptogenic herbs do. So it's a great supplement to be able to help not get rid of the stress, obviously the underlying root cause of maybe doing 5 games instead of 10 or whatever it might be, but in the process of being able to help support the body, manage that stress.
And it has a ton of different vitamin Bs, which is absolutely amazing for energy, that natural vitamin B energy, right? So that's exactly that we love. I mean, that's like, I always say, this is my magic juice. Liquid gold. Anyhow, thanks all so much for listening, tuning in. If there are any questions, feel free to shoot them our way. If not right now, you're more than welcome to message us. As always, we are always here to support you if you're ready to take your health and well-being to the next level. We're both advocates and both have been through our own personal health journeys, health struggles, I should say, more than anything, which then we really value health more than anything because of it. And that's what we're here for, is to really advocate that to everyone else as well.
Absolutely. Awesome.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.